If you're out there working hard, wondering what's next, and feeling frustrated and unclear because you're not getting the right answers, this podcast is for you. Stop guessing and start building a future you actually want to be a part of. Welcome to the Be Future Ready podcast, hosted by Sarah Price, brought to you by Living Your Strengths. And it all starts now.
Hey everyone, so glad that you're here. Today's topic is why you feel stuck in your career. You're not lazy, you're not ungrateful, and you're definitely not crazy. But something feels off, you wake up, you go to work, you do the thing, and yet there's this nagging feeling that you should be further along by now. So whether you're 22 and just starting out, whether you're 30 and wondering if you made the wrong turn, or somewhere in the middle trying to figure out your next move, you found the right place. Today, we're going to deep dive on something almost no one talks about honestly. People talk about it, but they don't talk about it honestly. On social media, everyone seems to be doing amazing and having it all together. And I hope you know that that is not true. And I really hope you're not comparing yourself to anyone else. So let's get into this topic, why you feel stuck in your career, and more importantly, what's actually causing it. So let's start with data and why this matters now, okay? Here's something I want you to sit with for a second. A Gallup study, one of the most respected workplace research organizations in the world, recently did a study, and they called this moment in time the Great Detachment. And they found that only 18% of Americans say that they're very satisfied with their jobs right now. That's the lowest level ever recorded. So let me say that again. 18%. That means more than 8 out of 10 people just like you, are not thriving at work. And Glassdoor released data showing that 65% of employees say that they feel stuck in their current positions. Among people in tech, that number jumps to 73. And that's where it gets even more interesting, okay? The quit rate, the percentage of people that are voluntarily leaving their jobs, has dropped sharply. People aren't leaving, not because they're happy, but because they feel like they can't move. And researchers have a name for this, okay? I've never heard this before, but researchers have a name for this, and they call it job hugging. You're holding on to what you have because the market feels uncertain, but that is holding on, and it's costing you mentally, it's costing you emotionally, it's costing you professionally. And Gallup's research found that the connection people feel to their company's mission has also dropped to a record low. Just 30% of workers feel connected to why they show up. And that number was 38% just a few weeks ago. So the bottom line is, feeling stuck is not your fault, but this is what is: staying stuck. That part you can fix, and we can fix. So I want to tell you about a conversation I had with someone I'm going to call Marcus, okay? Name change, but story's real. So Marcus is 27, good job, decent salary. By every outside measurement, he had made it, right? Quotes, made it. His parents were proud. His Instagram and his social looked great. But he would sit in meetings in the job that he had, and he would feel like he was watching his own life from the outside. Like he was playing a character like someone else has written for him. And he'd gotten the job his 21-year-old self wanted. But he was 27 now, and he'd changed, and the job hadn't. So he wasn't burned out in the traditional sense. He wasn't exhausted. He was something almost worse than tired. He was bored by his own ambition. And the thing Marcus kept saying to me was, I don't even know what I want. I just know this isn't it. Does this sound familiar? So here's what I told him, and what Harvard Business Review research backs up. People usually don't feel stuck because they lack options. They feel stuck because they're clinging to an identity that no longer fits them. So think about that. The version of success that you're chasing right now. I want you to ask yourself these questions. Who defined it? Was it you at 22? Was it your parents? Was it your college roommate who got a job at a consulting firm and you thought you needed to follow that path? And what Marcus realized is that he's been running a race someone else had set up. And the moment he stopped and asked himself, what does winning actually look like for me? That's something we talked through together. Things started to shift. So we're going to talk about how to do that in a second. So the 3 real reasons you feel stuck before we get into the action items, because you know I like to give you action items and I will be giving you action items in all of these podcasts. I want to name the 3 things that actually cause this feeling, because awareness is the first step. So here's reason number 1. You've outgrown your current chapter. You haven't written the next one yet. And this is Marcus's story. You've grown as a person. Your values, your interests, your strengths have evolved. But your job, your title, your daily routine, still the same. And that's the gap between who you are now and where you're operating. And that's the stuckness you feel. Reason number 2, you're comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. And I know this is not new news because people are talking about this on social. And LinkedIn is incredible, but it is also brutal. And I'm talking about LinkedIn right now because this is about career and resume. Same thing with Facebook, same thing with Instagram, same thing with TikTok, YouTube, all the things. LinkedIn is the same. You scroll, you see promotions, you see new roles, you see business launches, you see awards, you see people crushing it as an entrepreneur. Don't even get me started when I started my business and I would see all these successful people and I'm like, why not me? What am I doing wrong? And another Harvard Business Review article talks about this in their research on what they call strategic patience. So strategic patience is the idea that most people dramatically underestimate how long meaningful progress actually takes. And then they quit or they spiral right before things would have turned around. Any entrepreneurs out there? You could be an entrepreneur at 22, 30, 50, right? Reason number 3, you've been waiting for permission. Permission for the promotion, permission to change careers, permission to speak up, permission to take a leap. And no one's giving it to you because no one can. That permission has to come from you. So take out your notebook, your notes section, record this, whatever you want to do. 4 actions. And I want you to do this week. And this is my favorite part because I'm not here to just give you good feelings. I'm here to give you good moves. So here are 4 things any listener can do right now, whether you're 22 or 52. Action item number 1, do a role audit today. Take out your phone or a pen, whatever, and I want you to ask these questions honestly. Number 1, what do I actually spend most of my time doing at work? 2, of those things, which one gives me energy and which one drains me? And number 3, what would I keep doing if I wasn't getting paid for it? You're not looking for a life-changing answer today, okay? You're just looking for data about yourself. And this is what I do in my strength-based coaching all the time. Those are those 3 questions. Because most people have never done this exercise. And when I ask them this, they don't know how to answer. So they have to do it as homework, right? Because it takes some time to think. So take 15 minutes and it will tell you more than a year of wondering. Okay, 15 minutes. Action item number 2, stop the scroll and start a curiosity list. So every time you find yourself genuinely interested in something, a podcast topic, a career field, a skill someone mentioned, I want you to write it down. And don't filter it and don't judge it, just collect it. And in 2 weeks from then, I want you to look at your list and you'll start to see a pattern. And that pattern is pointing you somewhere. And I want you to think about what that pattern looks like. Action item number 3. I want you to have one real conversation this week. Gen Z. I'm specifically talking to you and all the young adults and professionals out right now because I know you're like cringing in your seat right now. And you're like, do you really want me to talk to someone? I'm going to have a podcast about this. I'm going to have a live event about this for you guys because I really feel like we quarantined you in a critical stage of your social building skills. We gave you social media, we gave you AI, and within your career and looking for a job, companies want the soft skills aside from your education, aside from your GPA. And we really need to help you as adults, especially in this career space and especially in this coaching space, help you learn to communicate face to face because you've just learned to communicate behind a screen. So please don't cringe right now. Please stay with me and just try to do this exercise. Okay. This is why I'm leaving it third so you can do the other 2 first. So this is not a formal networking coffee chat. I just want you to have a real conversation with someone who does work at a company or is an entrepreneur, someone who looks interesting to you. It could be a DM on LinkedIn. It could be a coworker in a different department. It could be a family friend. I want you to ask them this. What does your day actually look like? And what surprised you about getting into that field? And that one conversation could open a door that you didn't even know existed. Okay? I do have an action item number 4. I want you to write your future resume. This is not about writing a resume. That's not what this podcast is about. This is your future resume. I want you, and you're not going to use AI for this, okay? This is the one that you want to have. And this is a really powerful exercise. I want you to forget your current resume. I want you to write the resume you want to have in 3 years. What title are you holding? This is not what title do you want. This is in the present. This is a question in the present. What title are you holding as if it was now? What did you accomplish? What skills did you build? Working backwards from where you want to be really makes the path forward a whole lot cleaner. So sit in the quiet and think about, what does this look like? And whatever comes up, I want you to write down. Okay, I don't want you to overthink this. And here's the thing I want to leave you with today. Feeling stuck is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It's a sign that something in you is ready to grow. And the worst thing you can do is ignore it or numb it or scroll past it. The best thing you can do is just start small. Today, do the role audit. Start the curiosity list. Have that one conversation. Write that future resume. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take One step. So before I go, this podcast is something I do because I genuinely believe in this mission. I believe in you. It takes real time and real resources to keep it going every week. So if it's been valuable to you, if it's made you think differently, if it's helped you take a step forward, or it's just made you feel a little bit less alone and figure things out, you can support this show by buying me a coffee. And it's literally just a few dollars. It goes directly towards keeping this podcast alive and growing. And linked is in the show notes. And I would be so, so grateful. So I'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks for joining us. Now, take the momentum and share this episode with someone in your world who's ready to stop guessing and start building. For personalized one-on-one strategy, book your free consultation with Sarah at livingyourstrengths.com. New episodes drop every Monday, so hit follow and never miss a breakthrough. Now go live in your strengths. This podcast is filmed at the Make Your Day Richer studio and edited by Richard Wilmore.